I think we're live, so we'll give it a second. This,
Hmm.
for those that are watching that might be just joining now, we are streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So we should get a few more viewers. I'm not sure where the comments will come in because I've never used this program before. So I'll see if I can see the chat. Oh no, I'll leave that one there. So yeah, bear with us. I'm just going to make sure that it is actually live because this would be incredibly embarrassing if it's not live and I'm talking to my two friends here thinking that it's live. So I'm
Oh no,
just
I might have
firing
to drop out. Panzers just went live. I got to go watch that.
what's going on here. There we go. Cool. Sorry, Ian, I've just muted myself. So what was that you said?
I said I might have to drop out because Panzers just went live and I got to go watch it.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Nice. All right, so we've got John and Lack of Foresight Gaming in. Lack of Foresight was going to join us, but he's not feeling up to it. And Mikey's watching, and he's at the football watching the Saints game. Good. I can only imagine the piss taking that's happening at the football stadium right now. Three nerds on the live stream. All right, guys. So this is a Panzer race stream. For those that are unfamiliar, obviously the people in the chat know exactly what this is all about. I just invite my Panzer racers to come on once a month to come and chew the fat with me, and we'll just talk all things wargaming. We'll try not to talk politics this time round. But yeah, just mainly wargaming stuff. So we've got Mike. Mike is just a veteran of the channel now. I think this is his third live stream, so we can just move on past Mike. He's just typical Mike. And then we've got Ian, the Tin Pot Dictator. He's the first time on here. So Ian, give us a little bit of a spiel about yourself, mate. I'm sure people will know who you are in the comment section anyway, but just say hello and tell us what your background is.
My background as like a war gamer or just like my daily life?
Yeah, it's not a job interview.
Oh, that's good because I fail at those miserably.
Yeah, I think we all do.
And trying to think, like, I started wargaming in high school, so like 2010-ish, maybe, with like 40K, because that's where most of us get in. And then I had a buddy that he played 40K. He didn't like it that much because it was way too static for him. And we had seen not Bolt Action, the tabletop game, but like Bolt Action miniatures when it was still its own miniature line. And then Warlord announced they were releasing Bolt Action, and we were like, oh yeah, let's give that a try. So we pre-ordered first edition way back whenever it came out. And I've been playing Bolt Action since then. And I dabbled in what's that Cold War Team Yankee? Team Yankee. The Flames of War one. Yeah. We dabbled in that, but I didn't care for that because I watched two A-10s not kill a single BMP, and I was like, the fuck is this? There's no way.
Yeah, that's true. So that's give. He's being very modest though. He's got a huge Dutch collection as well. So of not Dutch from the European theatre either, from the Far East, which is incredibly rare. And you flew over.
I'm still waiting for the Dutchman to send me the rest.
Yeah. Join the club. And what about yourself, Mike? What have you been working on? Are you still on the British Airborne, or have you moved on to some other good stuff? And I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to pretend like I don't.
No, I've gone back to British Airborne, to be fair. What I found was because I took a break from painting and went over to the SS. But I kind of think my skills have regressed a little bit on the Airborne. I seem to be struggling with the Denison Smock again now. So I think I'm probably better off concentrating on doing one thing rather than trying to sort of shotgun and do different things, because you kind of go backwards, is what I found.
Yeah, and that happens when you're painting camouflage uniforms. You will not be surprised how easily you can forget even how you've done it in the past.
Yeah,
happens with me all the time. That's why I do like every second video as a British Airborne tutorial, because I just need to keep reminding myself how the hell I paint Denison Smocks.
It's such a weird scheme too.
Yeah. Yes, it is a very weird scheme.
I've got a couple of Polstons that I want to get painted up, so that'll be my next project.
Well, how many did you get? 2, did you say? By a couple? Or did you
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
So the 1st Airborne Reconnaissance Regiment had 2, didn't they?
yeah,
On
that's
them.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get the option of configuring them as an anti-aircraft gun or a ground support, so I should do one of each.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that they had it firing like level and also anti-air, because from what I've read, they only use them in a ground support role anyway. I mean,
yeah,
what are guns going to do against aircraft? Probably not a lot. So.
Yeah, but it gives you the option of sort of making them different, which is nice.
So I'll ask you both. I'll start with you, Ian. What's the most difficult camouflage scheme you reckon you've painted? Not that you would like to paint, but one that you've actually painted yourself.
I've painted a little Denison, and that was kind of weird, but I think it's the lizard pattern that my French paratroopers have for Indochina, which is why I need someone to come up with a better tutorial for me to follow so I can do better.
Not here, mate. No, I know the lizard pattern is bloody tricky, but there's a lot to choose from. What about yourself, Mike? What have you found to be the most difficult so far?
Probably Oakleaf, ironically. I mean, to be fair, I've only really done it that sort of SS and the British Paras, so it's not like I've got a whole wealth of different camo patterns to go back to and refer to. Yeah, so Oakleaf, but it's like everything. The more you do it, the better you get. So, I was finding my Oakleaf was coming on and looking a bit more naturalistic, but no, I've decided to go back to Denison again now for a bit and get them cracked out and then move on to the SS.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the various forms of the German patterns that I really struggle with. See, like I feel like the Splinter for me is the hardest to get right in wargaming, just because of how sharp everything is in the scheme.
Yeah,
look really naff, especially with all the rain marks that you have to put on there as well, and if you don't put them on there, it doesn't look right. And yeah, it's so crazy. But what about you guys in the comments section? Let us know, what do you think is the hardest? Because I know I've struggled with PDOT in the past. To make it look good, it's really, really difficult, and I still don't like the way I've done it. Oakleaf is the same. It's very hit and miss. I haven't even tried some of the other patterns, but I'll just quickly read out some of the comments whilst we're going. I think you guys should also be able to see these as well, hopefully, on Restream.
I don't see anything.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it's the power of being the boss. So we've got Lack of Foresight Gaming in the channel, John Shepherd. So these are all locals, which is awesome. They're always in the stream with us. I know Lack of Foresight was going to join us because he's a Panzer ace, but he's unfortunately got a bad jaw at the moment, so probably didn't want to make it any worse. Scott's put triple threat. You better believe it. Massimiliano Arnu is in the channel. God, I always get it wrong. Sorry, mate. Recruit Painting, if you haven't checked out his channel, as well as Lack of Foresight, go give them some love. Scott, when are you going to bring out an Ozcam guide? Do you guys want to see any Ozcam, or you're not really that bothered about the Aussies, modern day Aussies?
I am not familiar with it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's not something I would be painting, so, from that perspective, but any tutorials are good tutorials, to be fair.
It's been decided there's more important schemes to worry about than Ozcam at the minute.
Yeah, do the Berlin scheme on those British tanks. Come on now.
I haven't touched Cold War. I don't know. It's never really tickled my fancy, to be completely honest. The one thing I was thinking of, I guess, is Cold War-ish, is the Falklands. But again, I don't know how popular that would be.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good range that have them.
Matchbox had a 70-second scale range that I think Revell bought for NATO paratroops, but they're clearly British.
Okay.
And then I just saw a Kickstarter for some 3D printable Argentinians.
Oh, right. Yes, I saw the same one. I did see that. He linked me to them because I said at the time I'd be interested when they come out. They look very good. But I think you said they're 3D print, aren't they? So that probably puts me off slightly because I don't have a 3D printer. I do like physical.
I know a guy.
You know a guy, yeah.
I know a guy. I know guys. I know multiple guys.
Yeah. Well, you could have given them to May 40. Did you give May 40 the lead with the prints?
Yeah, that's my buddy Mathieu over in France. He 3D printed up the bodies and extra bits that Sander will now send over to, I think he said Griffin Casting in the UK.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool.
as far as I know, like that should be happening right now.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. So we've got. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm still reading the thing. Lack of Force, I said the Denison is a chore. So that's another one for the Denison. See, I didn't find the Denison too bad because all it is 3 colors. So you put the base color down, and then you put the green and the brown, and they just sort of blend in together like brush strokes. It's tedious work. It's very boring, but
they're weird shapes, is what I find. The splotches.
It's sort of like this. You've got to picture it like you're putting on a big brush stroke, like you're getting a big brush and you're just going, and you do like a.
But I have a little brush.
Bit of a thing that way, a bit up this way. It's all just like some kid's gone and slapped some paint on different weird patterns.
That's what all my miniatures look like, Chris.
I find the hardest thing. Sorry, I find the hardest thing to paint actually is a dot. A round dot is the hardest thing to paint. And a brushstroke is not so bad, but just when you're doing P dot or oak leaf or what have you, and you're trying to do a round dot, it's nearly impossible.
One of those madmen that do eyes.
Yeah, that's why I've stopped doing eyes. I'm like, but somebody said to me, "Why didn't you paint eyes on this thing?" So I've had 2 things happen. One was when I did the Kickstarter for the Aussies that came out, the guy messaged me saying, "Why aren't you painting their eyes?" The guy that made it, and we had a bit of a debate on the messenger, and I just said, "Look, I'm not up for painting eyes anymore because even if you paint good eyes, I still don't think they look right in 28mm because I always think if you got a 28mm if you made a person 28mm, you're not going to see their eyes, right? You're just going to see like a dark area, I'm assuming." So I had that. Oh, shadow, exactly. So I had that debate with the guy that made them, and then I had the actual sculptor for the Warlord Games plastics reach out to me, which was completely out of the blue, and he said, "Why have you painted eyes on my winter Germans, Fallschirmjäger?" He said, "I didn't sculpt eyes on the model." So there you go. So the 28mm plastic sprues actually aren't designed to have eyes painted on them. So for those in the comment section, I'd love to hear what you guys think of that and where you stand on the eyes or no eyes front. But just quickly, let's just get back to the comments section just to see, because so we've got Jake saying that the woodland camo from the 80s would be quite tricky to do. Canadian pattern, nothing's worked yet. Again, we've got Ozcam in 15mm from Scott. I can paint the SS camo blind, says Patrick. We have seen some of that. You've done some great stuff, and 15mm as well. There we go. Flank mark miniatures are full metal miniatures. We're talking about miniatures for Falkland, says Mikey. I did see a promo. I think somebody had a Falklands Para Brewing Up on Instagram I saw, but I couldn't find it on their website, so perhaps he got a secret model before everyone else. John saying cocktail sticks for painting darts. Gripping Beast did some Falklands miniatures as well. So I don't use, I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't use a cocktail stick or a toothpick for darts. I just use the tip of my brush. I'm not sure if you guys are the same as me. Mike, how do you go with it, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I use a brush, and you just try your best. But it's when you're doing hundreds of them, you never get them 100% perfect, do you? One dot, yeah, you might have half a chance, but when you're doing hundreds of them, it's just like, okay, blend them in,
so you
join them up.
Brush. So, Ian, what have you?
I don't think I paint a lot of dots now that I really think about it.
Dodgy internet connection.
Oh, sorry, what's happened?
Oh, did you guys lose me for a sec?
I don't know if that's me or you. I don't know. It'll be my dodgy internet connection.
Yeah, it might have been Mike's end. So you were saying you haven't really painted any camo, but you...
I haven't painted any dots.
Yeah.
Or unless you mean like camouflage splotches, then it's just kind of... I use a brush for that.
Are you pro eyes? Do you paint eyes, or are you on the same as
Hell
me?
no.
No. What about yourself,
People
Mike?
ask about eyes and they get the back of my hand. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. What about you, Mike? Have you attempted eyes, or are you just not into it? Oh, I think Mike might be struggling here. We'll get
Oh
back to
no.
when Mike comes back in. It's just you and me, and look, you've been put on the spot. Um, maybe somebody should private message Mike that he's on, but we can't hear him, or he's not talking to us. He can't hear us, I should say. Oh,
Well,
there we go. That's okay. We can crack on with Mike. Hopefully his wife's watching, so she can tell him, sort it out. Oh, I think Mike's joined us again. There we go. Here he is. He's back.
and he's back.
Can you hear us? We're gonna have to tell him to smile. He looks a bit grumpy, doesn't he? Wish we could give him some shit whilst he's waiting to get back in.
Well, every group needs that grumpy guy.
He's not grumpy though. That's the problem. Oh, now I've lost Ian. So it's all happening, guys. All right. So just for the minute, we've lost Mike and Ian. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they're going to come back. It's a bit of a shit show here.
This time it was me.
Okay, Ian's back.
I started. Yeah, I'm obviously down in Cornwall.
You guys are really leaving me on the spot there. I was trying to.
But hey ho.
What's going to happen now?
I think it's because I'm outside, so I'm further away from my wireless router.
Yeah. So, it's the Cuban that you're smoking, interfering with the wireless reception. Are you back, Mike? Are you with us?
Mm-hmm. Don't know. I don't know about that, but I'm trying.
What's that, mate? All right. Well, we'll crack on.
It's dodgy Cornwall internet, isn't it?
All right. Well, somebody needs to private message Mike. Let me just message. No, actually, hopefully you'll work it out. All right, guys. So obviously we're having a few problems here. Fortunately, I haven't dropped out yet.
No,
so
don't know.
The time will come. But I've completely lost track now. What were we talking about? So, Dutch, do you have any idea what Sander's doing after the Dutch now? Is he going to move on to the Japanese, Ian? I'm assuming you have the inside goss.
I've heard a rumor he might do a Belgian line.
Well, that's gone dodgy.
Oh, okay.
He also is going to do some Dutch resistance.
Oh, so he's completely coming away from the Pacific, because that's a shame. I would have liked to have seen like Japanese airborne.
I tried to convince him, but is it Company B has that line of Japanese paras, and he's friends with the guy that owns Company B, and he doesn't want to step on his toes.
Oh, right, okay.
So, and
I haven't checked them out, actually.
What's that?
I haven't seen the para line from Company B. Right, we're getting Mike back into the channel, so just stand by.
I have some. I'll throw some pictures up later.
Yeah, I'd like to see some pictures of that, for sure. Mike, are you back with us, mate? The suspense is... No, he's not. All right, let's keep talking bad about him. So I did remember getting some of Company B's LRDG from a while back, and I remember the quality of the vehicles being a little bit hit and miss, because they were resin and metal from the top. From memory, this is all going off memory. This was years, way before I even was a serious painter or anything like that.
Yeah, way back when I got one of the American half tracks with the 75mm gun on it, and I had a difficult time assembling that.
Yeah, it was. They did do some good stuff though. They had a pretty good range of like the LRDG, and I think they had decals and stuff, which were really rare at the time. But I haven't.
Oh yeah, they do the custom, because I got some Indochina stuff from them.
Oh right, okay. Yes, it's a company that you don't really hear too much of anymore. Actually, like in my inner circle,
which is a shame, because they're good. Like, yeah, they got good stuff.
You don't hear too much of them. So, what about the people in the comment section? Do you guys do much with Company B? So, whilst I ask that, let's just quickly get back to the chat, Ian, and we'll have a look. Actually, I should be able to show you the chat, but there we go. So the chat overlay, new comments will just.
Oh, hey, there we go.
There we go. So we can see this. This is going to take
Company D is 28 millimeter mostly.
This is going to take over from Mike now. All right, this is Mike for the next minute or two. So I'm just going to go back to some old ones. Let's have a look. So so we've seen all of that. Jake reckons he should be the old grumpy guy, but I don't believe that for 1 second. Of Lack of Foresight Gaming, he's too friendly for that. I use dark brown.
We can have a grumpy competition.
yeah, we can start.
Just a grump off.
So John saying he uses a dark brown wash on faces and don't paint eyes, just the wash. Yeah, I just use a really dark red wash for eyes. Mikey's having a great time pissing his pants with all of the dramas that we're having. Massimiliano says he does the same, just a dark wash. Mike is now in the comment section saying he's got a problem with the internet and everything else we can see on here. So I think Jake's also considering joining us as well. He probably wants to get in on this. He wants to join in and then drop out, and we can have 3 of you dropping out. I'm just waiting for mine to go to shit. But yeah, so Company B, that's interesting. Is there any other? So like May 40, I said would be another one that's probably doesn't get a lot of recognition. Like they've got some good stuff as well. Here we go.
Well, that's because Sanders pulled all of his lines until the KNIL are done.
Oh, has he? He's actually pulled all the line now.
Because he's waiting for the KNIL to finish so that he can do Dutch 2.0, which is revamping the original mainland Dutch line. So he's not producing any of the old molds.
Oh, okay.
So unless he has some stock left, he's not really selling anything right now.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Well, I guess he's selling the Germans, but his German lines I don't think are what's really popular. I mean, they're good, but like they're not what's popular from his website. I don't think. I don't know. He'd have to get in here to correct me or not.
Maybe I should start doing that. The occasional live stream, get a company in. Mike, are you back with us?
Well, yeah, I hope so. It's a dodgy Cornish internet.
You should have heard what Ian was saying about you.
I can only imagine.
And I also started singing just the two of us, and Chris looked like it was a terrible ordeal.
Mikey was having a good laugh at your expense, Mike. So.
Oh, fair enough.
So Ryan's just joined. Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining. We're just talking about, I suppose obscure might be the correct term for that. Companies that you don't really hear of because obviously they get swarmed by, or like swamped, again, if that's the correct word, by like the likes of Warlord Games and Empress Miniatures and Perry. Can you think of any? Like Offensive Miniatures might be another one that doesn't get as much love, but they've got some pretty good range of figures as well. Have you had any experience with Offensive?
Brigade Games. They have a lot of good stuff.
Wait, did you say Wayland? Oh,
Brigade Games.
Okay, I haven't seen too much of those.
They have a pretty decent Australian line.
I'll look at that. What about, so Mike, have you had any experience with Offensive?
Yeah, I mean, I've got an awful lot of offensive stuff, literally, but you know what I mean. Sat ready to be painted.
As an American, I'm all offensive.
It's hard not to be offensive these days to somebody. But I've got a load of their paras. I've got a load of their SS. Hello, and I've also got a load of their paras. So it's they do some good ranges. Some of it looks a little bit dated now, to be fair. I know he's revamping some of the ranges, but Offensive. I do like their figures.
Oh, okay, so that's good. That's good to know. And I've seen some of the stuff you've painted of Offensive, so I already knew the answer to that one. But I've seen some of the stuff you've painted. They look really nice. I don't have any of the British Airborne, but they look great. And Jake's joined us. Welcome, Jake. Thanks for joining us, mate. For all of those familiar with Jake.
Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, all musketeers now.
There's 4 of us now. So if you drop off now, Mike, we've got coverage.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, the dodgy Cornish internet strikes.
That's why I don't have dodgy internet. Dodgy a lot of other things, not dodgy internet.
So Jake, we were just talking about obscure 28 mil companies. Is there any that you can think of from a World War II perspective?
I can't remember the name of it. Von Ketteringham Miniatures. It's a small Canadian resin caster. Does a lot of his own sculpts. I'll try and put a link in the Discord later today. I've ordered a lot of stuff from him. He's decent. Prices are a little expensive because resin costs and shipping, because he's shipping out of Thunder Bay, which to get down here is like $40. But yeah, that's the one I know of.
Okay, there you go. So that's one I can say with 100% certainty, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like JTFM is kind of dropping into obscurity in the past couple years.
Yes, that's right. God, he was quite popular when I was first on the scene, like before I even contemplated doing YouTube, or I used to pay people to paint. That's when I was looking at him. And I remember he always had problems with Canadian Post or the Canada Post, like constantly having problems. But even my local game store stocked some of his vehicles.
Really?
Yeah. In Perth,
Wow.
Western Australia, it's crazy. They used to have quite a few that you could pick from, because we have quite a big bolt action scene here, compared to like Flames of War and stuff. I think the bolt action players convinced the local store to just stock some of his stuff. So yeah, I've only ever heard good stuff about it.
I've got some of his kits. I really like his quality. He's been struggling a lot lately, again with Canada Post and everything, but yeah, definitely check out his website. It's still there.
Yeah.
But what I find revolutionary.
Yeah, I really want one of those T29s.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah, what I find revolutionary at the moment is the 3D printing scene. There's so much coming through that was just unavailable. You look at Ron Coat stuff, and it's just breathtaking what he's producing.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. That stuff is great. It's a shame, Ian, that Sander didn't sort of reach out to him to print some or get some KNIL vehicles done, because his stuff is amazing. But I imagine it would probably cost quite a bit, because a lot of effort goes into those models.
Yeah, Sander's old-fashioned, and he really likes kits, which, to be fair, I really like kits too, but I can't deny that 3D printing is very accessible and pretty good quality most of the time.
Yeah. I'm just going to jump back into the chat for just a second. Let's see if I can get it on here. There we go.
Look at
that. Let's have a quick look. I'm just going back up. Mike is saying hello to everyone. Jake, actually. Brigade Games. Been to a local wargaming trade show today. Picked up 3 more boxes of Perry Wars of the Roses. I did see all of this, John. You've got quite a lot of work ahead of you with the War of the Roses stuff, at least. Anyway. Hayland Terrain. Says Mikey. They brought a load of the old studio miniatures. Would highly recommend. James Viola's joined us. I'm sure you're all familiar with James's channel. Exceptional.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of it. It's pretty good.
James is great. He's a really good, and he's got a really good way of filming as well, which is awesome. So thanks for joining, James. I just saw you've hit 40K as well. So what a milestone, dude. Well done. Congrats. Not that I'm keeping an eye on it, I promise. Just in all. Ryan said, wish I had a webcam could pop in. Scott thought, I ordered some 40mm Boffers from Battlefront directly and got a phone call from DHL asking what Boffers guns were, where they were concerned with customs and the gun on the manifest log. Did you say that they were like the size of your hand at most?
DHL, bro, I have never had a good fucking experience with that goddamn company.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but goddamn.
Could you imagine, no, just open it up and they look at it as this piece of metal? Oh.
Well, I got a bunch of stuff from War Cradle Scenics, and they did the same fucking thing to me, and it's all sci-fi, steampunk, dystopian wars. There's nothing in there in the naming convention that would it's definitely not a gun, bro. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
That's funny to me because the warehouse I work in, we use DHL exclusively to ship things to Afghanistan, to our Air Force bases and whatnot. And I always remember the the Futurama line, your package or our crew's expendable, your package isn't. And I always apply that to DHL.
That's awesome. Classic. Yes, I think we've caught up on the chat for now. We can see it coming up. So if anyone wants to reply to that, just feel free to do so. Bearing in mind that there's going to be a slight delay between everyone talking. So we'll try not to talk over each other because it probably is a bit difficult for those listening in. So we need to get back.
I'm not going to try. I'm the most important. I should be talking above all of you. Clearly, I'm a 10-pot
You keep smoking
dictator.
your cigar. So
Actually, it just finished.
Another one. We need to get back to some wargaming stuff. So for those of you that follow Battle Group, they've announced that the Italy book is being released soon, very soon. So I'm assuming that's going to mean Commonwealth Forces, Fallschirmjäger, and such. So for those, I'm looking at you more, Jake. I'm not sure about if you play Battle Group, Mike or Ian, but for starters, we'll start with Jake. Is there something specific you're looking forward to in the book, or is there,
having a 15mm scale compilation book that's not more than 10 years old that does the Italy campaign, so I can finally recreate some of the battles my former regiment fought in during the Italian campaign, because I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for Battlefront to do fucking the Italy book for Flames of War. And plus,
oh no, sorry, did I say Battlefront? I think sorry, I meant Battle Group. Sorry.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've been waiting for Battlefront to do it for Flames of War.
Yes. Okay, I get you.
And they've been working on one for version 4, but well, you know.
Unfortunately, Battlefront
kind of better game. Like, it plays better, and it hits that historical authenticity a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, I love Flames of War, but if I want to play a game that's more simulation, it's going to be Battle Group.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Mike, have you had any experience with Battle Group, or are you just a bolt action, or you just paint? You're not even a gamer?
I'm probably more of a painter than a gamer, to be fair. I do game, but not. I don't bother with rules, to be fair. I just do my thing. It's weird, but true.
Yeah, I understand. I think I have a game once every 6 months, maybe. That 6 months is a push.
We got to fix that.
That's shameful.
I know, it's incredibly shameful. Although my wife likes it that way.
So we can game on a regular basis. Forget Australia. Move to Canada.
I tried.
Try again. Do that.
Hey, move to the south of France next year with me.
We tried for America as well. I had to redo my English tests. My English test expired for Canada, so we got kicked out of the pool thing that they had. And America was a green card lottery, which we didn't get in for. So the only options we've got is either I go back to the UK or I stay in Australia for the time being. Australia seems to be the better option at the moment anyway than America, Canada, and the UK. Although I do miss Greg, Marks and Spencer food for those English people in the chat that are familiar with those shops. Ian, so what about you? Have you had any experience with Battle Group, or are you...
I'm not opposed to trying other World War II rule sets. It's just that over here, bolt action is like right up there with Flames of War as the most accessible gaming rule sets. And it's really easy to pick up. So like I've got my 15-year-old son that plays with me, and my friend before he moved out of state, his 15-year-old son played with us. So it became a family thing. And now my wife wants to get into it to have quality time with us.
Do it. Best thing I ever done was getting my wife into wargaming. At least best thing for not so much for my wallet.
Yeah.
We printed up some Lady Russians for her because that's what she wants to play. Lady Russians specifically.
My wife would probably run a mile if I said, "Hey, come and have a game with me." But that's each.
Get the kids involved. That's how you get her involved.
I've got my young lad. He's only 2, so there's plenty of time to mold him into a war gamer. But I don't want to be. I'll let him decide if he wants to do all that. Knowing my luck, he'll probably be into Warhammer or something like that.
What you got to do is get some of those cheap plastic 32nd scale army men and hand them a paintbrush.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that from my childhood. Not army men, but Airfix kits.
Those are great. I still have a bunch of those sitting in the garage somewhere.
They're good to put together. You can't go wrong with an Airfix kit, really, can you?
And they're figure kits. You know, you get, what is it, like 50 guys in a box for $5.
Yeah, you get some,
Can't go wrong. Well, it's probably more than that now, but I haven't bought a box in a long time.
Yeah, I still think they're kind of cheap.
But that's what
I think you can get them for like £5 or something in Aldi in the UK. We don't get them in Aldi over here, but I've seen people put it on YouTube. It's like £5 Airfix boxes from Aldi and stuff like that, which is just so cheap. So is there?
I think that's only $7 USD, so very accessible if it's available here. Which I think it is in like Hobbytown, USA, which is a chain retailer. If any of you aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Hobby Lobby is the only one that I remember, not for wargaming, but for like airbrush and stuff like that.
That's another big chain retailer, but they don't have a lot of model kits. They have some, but not a lot.
So I'm trying to think now. So the Kickstarter for Empress, the Germans, the Germans in Arnhem is also due for release soon. Mike, do you know what's actually happening with that? Are they actually creating a Kickstarter for it now, or are they just keeping it exclusive to their website? Because that's the last I heard of it.
No, I chatted to them at the show, and they reckon that they'll be out in about 4 to 6 weeks. They're gonna put them straight onto the website. They're not doing a Kickstarter. But from what I can gather, they're only going to be on the website for a short period of time, and then they're going to pull them off the website, obviously to deal with the influx of orders, because everybody's going to go nuts. And then they'll just come back onto general sale at a later date. So they're not doing Kickstarter. I think Kickstarter, we're looking at about 25% cost.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's an expensive way. But obviously, if it's the only way you can fund your new releases, I suppose it's the way you've got to go. But I think they just wanted too much money. They know the demand's going to be there. So, and from what I can gather, they've gone back and they've asked for more German infantry. There was obviously not enough German infantry for them to release it straight away. So,
because are they looking at just SS, or are they going here? Have they got any Luftwaffe field troop, like the ground troops in there, or?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I've seen a few glimpses of what they're looking to release. There's a lovely little anti-tank gun. There's some more paras by the looks of it, but sort of surrendering and more sort of character figures, which I'm not sure that's where I want to buy into, because surrendering paras is a little bit niche. That's more diorama than it is wargaming, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think there's a German officer with a camera. He's not going to want to face half a dozen of my squaddies with his camera, is he? To be fair, so I don't know if I'm going to buy the whole package. I might be a little bit more selective this time.
I think those ones are also really good, though, if you're into taking photos of your game in progress. So you just whack the cameraman in, or you whack the surrendering British paras in to show that they've been, killed off, but instead of being killed off. Yeah, Jake, are you going to get in on any of that 28mm stuff, or are you just focusing on a million other things you're painting in the background there?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to more models, but kind of drowning as it is. I've got too many projects on the go right now. I think for World War II and stuff, I'm going to stay 15mm for now, just because I'm so heavily invested.
Right.
I don't want to rebuild an entire fucking terrain collection.
Yeah, it's so true. I feel your pain there.
Not to interrupt. I've thought about trying bolt action with 15mm models, just because I do like the idea of the bolt action rules, but we'll see.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So just going back to the comments really quickly. So I missed that Mikey said Adler's a really good company. Now that's for people that are into 20mm wargaming. which I don't think any of you guys are in the channel. I could be wrong. Ian, I know the other two don't really do 20 mil wargaming. I know Mike and Jake don't, but Ian, do you do any 20 mil wargaming?
I mean, I still have, like I said, have all those like Airfix and Revell figures, so I could, but I don't
decent
really.
Figures, though. Those Revel Italieri and all that, they're nice, but they're not. They've got nothing.
I really like Revel. I'm not a big fan of Italeri and like ESTI. I think their proportions are weird.
Yeah, they do look very skinny, don't they? Lanky and skinny, but yeah.
And some of the ways they're like posed holding stuff, it just doesn't look ergonomic.
That's true.
They look too relaxed.
Yes. So for those in the 20 mil wargaming and they're in the chat, Adler's a very good one. You've got the likes of AB Figures, which is obviously the best one for me. Checkpoint Miniatures is another really good one for 20 mil stuff. Simon Soldiers. And if you're into Simon Soldiers, please do get what you can now before his shop closes. He's only going to do orders for his Facebook page soon. I'm sure there's others on there that I've missed, but there's some really good 20 mil companies out there do some World War II stuff. Just going back into the comments section quickly, Mikey's bought Marks and Spencer food. Christmas food is elite. Oh God, I wish we went to Hong Kong just for some Marks and Spencer sandwiches. I was using a computer at my local library. I was trying to buy wargaming items, but the websites were blocked as they had guns in the title, says John. Classic. John says Chain of Command is his go-to World War II rule set. I haven't played Chain of Command. I have their rule books, V1 and 2, I think now. And I do intend to do it. I know they're releasing an Arnhem rule set soon. Or not a rule set, but a book, a supplement, which is going to be really cool. Mikey's saying that Empress are going to run the Kickstarter for the Germans for a month on their website. And they're doing all sorts. John saying Surrendering Jones would be good for pin markers. There you go. It's for Chain of Command. Little dioramas in a game, says Mikey. I wish Battlefield would release a plastic M4A2 small hatch. I just want them for my Kiwis. Says Scott. Chain of Command is a rule set for skirmish World War II wargaming. Says Mikey, just clarifying that if you don't understand what Chain of Command is all about. So it's fair to say you guys. Actually, no. That's not fair to say because Jake is more of a 15 mil gamer than a 28 mil gamer.
Warhammer.
Yeah. Have you guys dabbled in 15 mil? Mike, I'll start with you. Have you dabbled in 15 mil, or have you only?
Many years ago when I first started, and we're talking about 35 years ago, 15 mil Napoleonics.
Wow.
I had the massive collection of 15 mil Napoleonics. So yeah, that's where I started, and then I kind of gave it up for a long time, and then we were visiting Bovington Tank Museum, and the missus bought me a 28 mil model to build, and that was it then. Hook, line, and sinker.
I can just picture her now sitting in the corner thinking, "Fuck's sake, why did I get him that tank?"
Yeah.
So that I could build big buildings and put net curtains in.
Yeah, so she can build buildings and put net curtains in, apparently.
Okay, yeah. She got you the wrong thing, though. She got you a tank instead of a building.
Oh, it's quite crafty, though, because, to be fair, we're down in Cornwall, but I spent a fortune at Colours on buildings, and she's been quite happily building those while I've been painting my soldiers.
Nice.
So,
good. You got a good team player there, mate. And what about you? What about you, Ian? Are you? I know you said you dabbled with Team Yankee, but you weren't too keen on the rule set. Have you done any 15 mil World War II stuff?
I guess I played a little bit of Flames of War, but I never owned any of the miniatures. It was like a guy at the shop, he owned 4 or 5 armies, and he was like, "Here, I'll show you how to play." And I guess that was interesting, but it was also, maybe their first or second edition, so I know the rules have changed. Are they in their 4th edition of rules now?
Yeah. unfortunately, this latest edition is what's driven a lot of people away for different reasons. But all new revisions of rule sets tend to do that anyway.
It's not like you can't play old rules. I mean, that's what I've never understood about people.
Going back and playing old rules, if you prefer them, that's the thing people need to start doing.
I'd be tempted to play 5th edition 40K for the nostalgia.
Well, for us, it was 4th because it had the best card codex. But 5th...
I love that codex. I started just at the tail end of 4th.
Oh, yeah, the one with the regimental doctrines?
Oh, yeah. They're trying to do something like that, I guess, with the new editions, but it's just not as good.
Embrace the tradition. Tanith, all the way.
We're going to have to kick these out.
Coolest regiment in the lore.
In this stream. We don't do Warhammer. It's all over our heads as historical war gamers.
Hey, I'm playing historical Warhammer.
Well, hey, you could do Hammer Slammers. They call the tanks Panzers in those stories all the time.
That's good to know. I've still got to do some Warhammer stuff. I've got the Warhammer. I don't want to, but I've got all that Warhammer stuff that was given to me that I've got to paint up, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
I hate most of the new models, if I'm being honest.
Just have a quick sip of water. Hang on.
And I should add, Chris, it's not that I don't play 28mm. I just don't play 28mm World War II. My entire Battle of Talavera project is 28mm Napoleonics, for better or for worse. So.
Okay. See,
I do dabble in 28.
See, I just found 20mm. So I was obsessed with 15mm. That was my go-to. I didn't like 28mm. I thought it was too big. 15mm was like perfect for me because you could have a big scale battle and on a small table. But then 20mm just seemed like the sweet spot for the personalities on the table. So the figures look a little bit more real and not so cramped and individual. And you can still have a pretty sizable sized game or like a big game. Whereas 28mm stuff, I mean, you can only really go like a couple of streets on a table, and then you're talking like.
It depends on the size of the table.
I disagree. You just push more tables together,
There's so
Chris.
much leaning you can do before you need to get like a mechanical arm to try and move your model for you.
The pointy sticks, like classic generals, right?
Yeah,
but.
Or a small child to just gently walk around the table if they can manage to gently walk on the table.
I've got one of those. We do, me and Joe from Miniature Landscape Hobbies, he lives about an hour away from me. We do right now a yearly Napoleonic war game where he's got his 14-foot long table. And we just line up. Last year we did the Battle of Talavera. I think we had 150 28mm brigades on the table. Took the better part of the entire day to play.
It's a lot of miniatures.
Power and fortitude. But my God, it fucking looked fantastic. That's the key though. For 28, you have to play the big enough table.
I missed out on a local one here where they did a Flames of War Normandy campaign, I think it was. So they did I might be getting this completely wrong, but I'm sure they did a theme one where they put tables in different, so they had like a horizontal one, then a landscape one, then actually I'm doing that the wrong way. But anyway, they had a horizontal one, a landscape one, then another horizontal, and they were all joined, so you could squeeze in between the gaps and move stuff. You didn't have to like lean over a million tables. And they did like the beach landings and the paras a few tables behind, all landing for Flames of War, which sounded really cool. I didn't get in to do that one, unfortunately. So I suppose, but that was for Flames of War. I can't picture a 28mm. You wouldn't be able to do that with 28mm. You'd need like a massive hall to do that in.
I think Mike has got a massive hall.
Yeah, he's going to need it with the amount of paras he's got.
Yeah, if he puts his Jeep in convoy, he'll be 25 foot long.
Yeah. Oh, we've got Eric's joining the stream for the last 10 minutes. Hang on, we'll let Eric in.
What's happening?
Hey, it's Eric.
So I just got the message just now. It's 10:17 in the morning here in the States.
Hey, well, thanks for joining, Eric. It's another Panzer. So this is the most I think we've ever had on at one time. So that's 5 of us on now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yourself. Yeah. So
are you technically a Panzer race, though, Chris?
He goes by Alien.
Oh, don't go down that road.
He's a Panzer general, isn't
he? So Eric, introduce yourself, mate. What do you play? What do you paint?
Well, I spent 15 years doing Warhammer 40K and got just fed up with it. I couldn't handle paying that much money for models anymore. It's just ridiculous. Too much money.
Hey, if you
I
give them
love
your
their
left arm
stuff.
and your left
I
leg, you'll
love
be
the
all right.
lore, and I still follow it. But other than that, I can't get into spending that much cash on it anymore. I love Bolt Action, and I love Flames of War. I love World War II. I mostly collect Waffen SS and Fallschirmjägers. I like both. I like War Games, Warlord Games miniatures, and I also collect RKX. Is that the name of them?
Yes,
I,
yes.
yeah, I've got their whole line of Fallschirmjägers, and I also like to do what's his name, Colonel Mueller, off of Facebook.
Yes, I know the one.
He's
Yeah.
got an awesome line of models as well. And I do a lot of Ron Court's. He does some amazing 3D models of World War II stuff. He's got a tremendous amount of stuff out right now. You can find him also on Facebook too, as well as like most what is it? My Factory. You can find all of his STLs on there to download too. And they're reasonable. They're not very expensive either. But most of my models, like as far as my armor collection, that's mostly Rubicon. And I've got like about 70 models that I've bought from Rubicon and put together already.
Yeah, I haven't had any Rubicon on the channel, but we were just talking not just, but just a while ago, we were talking about Ron's work. Mike was bringing it up, just saying how amazing those
unbelievable. Did you guys see that? What was it? A Stewart, I think, that he just put out. That's like a tow vehicle workshop, and it's got all the whole back end of it's got like a crane and the gadgets on it. Amazing work. Like the amount of detail that he puts into his models is just phenomenal.
It's just a shame he doesn't do physical prints because
I know. I wish I even mentioned it to him today on Facebook. I was like, bro, I think he's sitting on a gold mine. I don't know why you don't just do for every time you release like a line of stuff, you should do a Kickstarter funding and see how many people are interested in buying a physical model from you. I said, I guarantee at least everybody who buys an STL is going to buy one physical model from you. There's no reason you couldn't finance that through Kickstarter and have somebody print out the models for you.
Yeah. So Jake, have you experienced any of Ron's 3D prints? Ron, is that his name? Is it?
Oh, you know something? I even happen to have two in front of me that I didn't even unpackage yet.
I haven't done much 3D printing lately since we had the boy, just because I haven't had somewhere safe to set up the resin printer.
Do you do the printing in your garage, or have you got like a basement or somewhere that you do your printing?
I don't have a garage.
Oh, is that an Aussie and English thing? Is it?
No. There's supposed to be a garage for the house we're renting, but it is deconstructed. It's just
right.
a pad outside. Okay. I was trying to find somewhere in the attic, but there is no plugs, so I've been trying to figure out a solution for that.
Oh, that sucks.
Why one yourself?
I thought over the winter it'll happen because I want to 3D print again. Like 60% of my half tracks for Flames of War are 3D prints because I don't like paying if I don't have to. Yeah,
it's fair enough. Yeah. And Ian, did you say you've experienced Ron's? No, I was saying you should have. Sanders should have got Ron to sculpt for him those 3D files. So yeah, Eric, you said that you had some with you now. Did you say?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to flip my camera around, but I don't know how to do it on this thing.
That's all right. It's probably the streaming service. That's okay. I'm sure the guys in the chat have probably seen it all anyway. There we go. We can see them. Yeah, that's good.
That's one of them. This is from Marv Dav in the UK. They do all of my printing for me, and they are phenomenal. I have not once I got like maybe one bad print, and they immediately reprinted it and shipped it out to me again. And they never recharged me for anything. They've done some fun. I mean, look at the netting on it. It's just the detail is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I've had Mardav on the channel actually. For those that are familiar with that video of the Char 1B, the flame 3D print. That was a lovely print, and that was from Mardav as well. I also
Yeah, they're phenomenal. They are such a good group of guys that they do some fantastic work there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just realized as well, guys, that the chat seemed to not be isn't working on this app that I'm using. So I'm just going back to YouTube just quickly whilst everyone's here, because we are going to wrap up in a minute. I'm just going to quickly go through some of the ones that haven't come through. Mikey's saying hi, Jill, for you, Mike. To your missus there. First chain of command. I've made a little bespoke group of surrounding British powers and can't wait for the new ones to see them all together, says Mikey. We did see a glimpse of that one on Empress's own Facebook page, which looks really cool. Mikey's saying if you can also record the next Napoleonic massive event that you do, Jake.
I
really want to see that one. Yeah, I want to see it too, for sure.
I'm putting some pictures in the Discord just for reference.
Yeah, awesome. Flames of War is company or more size game, whereas Bolt Auction is platoon size, says Scott. Agree with Ian, get more tables, says Mikey. Hey, Eric, and I buy most of my 40k stuff secondhand, says John. There you go. That's the way of getting 40k stuff.
I just sold like about $1,500 worth of old Forge World stuff that I had. Just got rid of it too.
I remember when I was looking at the Lord of the Rings stuff back in the day, and I remember looking at Forge World and all that. I was just like, it's just too expensive for me. It's not worth. I'm not that into it to warrant spending that kind of money.
Well, like I said, just go back and play the old editions. The narrative campaign we're working on, we're playing 4th edition with a little bit of house ruling to bring in some of the later stuff. And we're just buying used models where we can, trying to save money using third-party shit. Like, I mean, we're just doing it to tell a story, but play old editions, man. They're better.
But we only promote historical wargaming on this channel.
I'm saying, play old editions. It's historical. I'm setting that world, so it's all historical stuff.
Yeah, true. God, so final thoughts, guys, before we wrap up, because we're coming up to an hour. Sorry, Eric, you joined us really late, but that was apology.
No, next time I'll make sure I'm here a little bit early. I'll check earlier in the morning to see if you sent me something.
Yeah, no, it's my fault. I said to my missus this morning, I swear I forgot somebody. I was like, oh, Eric's on Instagram. He doesn't check Discord. I'm like, I've got to let Eric know that he's going to miss out on the live stream. So I quickly flicked you a message. So it's my bad, mate. Next time I'll try and remember.
I should get on Discord more. I mean, I've got tons of stuff on there. I just never go on there. I go on there like maybe once a month and check everything.
No, we need you on there, mate. We need you on there for sure.
Absolutely.
To show off some of those prints. But yeah, final thoughts. So Ian, is there anything that you want to say or talk about that you might not have had a chance to say?
I'm going to shamelessly plug for 3D printing wargamezone.fr. That's mostly because I'm going to be working there next year.
Oh, congratulations. Cool. Put it in the chat, mate. Put it in the Discord. And yeah, for sure. I'm sure everyone will check it out.
Good 3D prints straight from France.
Yeah, we're good. You have to tell me how much postage is to Australia.
I have no idea at this time because I'm still in the States.
If I've got an inside man, can you hook me up with? Just don't use DHL, all right?
Hey, where are you in the States, man?
Kansas.
Okay, cool. I'm actually moving to Oklahoma in like the end of October.
Oh, you poor bastard.
Well, I won't be that far from you. It'll be an easier trip than coming from Tennessee.
Could be Ontario.
I don't know. I'd rather live in Ontario than Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool. I lived in Manhattan for 10 years, and that was a blast.
Yeah, Manhattan would be interesting for sure.
Oh man, I went to art college there during the mid-90s until like 2005, and I had amazing time. It was just unbelievable.
Well, it sounds like it'd be a good time.
Yeah, well, I survived 9/11 too, so that was also an amazing story too.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a 9/11 survivor, guys. I lived through 9/11. Maybe next time I'll tell you a little bit about what happened.
Oh,
yeah, if you join earlier than 10 minutes before we end.
Yeah, I was actually in 2 World Trade Center on the 64th floor when it got hit. And if you
Jesus.
Google my name, I did a thing with the BBC News and they printed the email I sent them. So you can actually look up and read about what happened that morning.
That's crazy,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah, just type my full name into the BBC News website and it'll pop right up.
Oh, I'm sure no one's disputing whether you. I mean,
Yeah, no. At least this way you guys could read it yourself and see what happened that morning. Crazy story, really crazy.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, how fitting that you're talking about it now, literally just after the anniversary of
Yeah,
9/11.
I know, right? It's unbelievable. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Well, it's good to have you here, and at least just you're one of the survivors, and you can join us today and talk about all the good stuff that we're talking about now. That's amazing. Like,
I'll tell you, the hobby saved my life. That I can tell you that much. It was what got me through some very dark moments of being disabled after what happened to me that day, and finding the hobby itself. And when I first started it, like I said, it was all 40K, and I started to get into the lore, and I started reading all the books, and it just absorbed so much of that PTSD and that the stuff I was dealing with. It was amazing.
And is it too much to ask your story? Because now it's it's really interesting that you survived from the 64th floor. That's pretty high up on the.
Yeah, I carried the reason I survived probably is because I didn't panic, and I ended up taking 4 women out of there with me that morning, and I wasn't a fireman. It just happened that I was raised a certain way, and you don't leave women laying on the floor injured. So I picked up this woman who was in her 60s who had both her legs crushed by the people running out of the building, panicking. And I picked her up and I carried her 20 flights when I had a broken back and I crushed a disc in my neck. And I tore my shoulders and my right elbow to pieces from hanging onto the stairway banister while the building was shaking back and forth. And pretty much stopping to save those 4 women is probably what kept me from panicking and not hurting anybody on my way out of that building, because a lot of people got hurt running out of that building that morning. It's a crazy story, and I know you got to end it soon. So I'll jump on next time with you and you'll have more time to ask me as many questions as you like, because I can talk about it now.
Oh, look, trust me, time. Yeah, don't worry about trying to about the time now. This is obviously way more important. Hearing the survivor's story like that is just, amazing to me. Obviously, I don't know anyone that was there or survived. I've listened to stories on the news, and I'm sure, like most people, you listen to stories of people, survivors' tales and that, but I've never spoke to somebody that actually, was there or was a survivor. So that's just, credit to you, Eric. I'm really glad that you managed to get out, even with all of your disabilities.
Like you see what's going on in the country today, and when I think back to what happened that morning, it's just, I don't know what's happened in the last 20 years, 25 years. The country is just completely different than what it was when that happened. We were able to come together and help one another as human beings, and everybody was on the same side getting along. And now you look at the political differences and the violence that's going on in the United States, and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a sentiment shared with a lot of people. Nobody wants to see any sort of violence, regardless of what political side of the spectrum.
Yeah. It's just not acceptable. It's just not acceptable in today's day and age. We're not a bunch of barbarians. We shouldn't be killing one another over our political views. That's not why this country was created the way it was.
No, absolutely. No,
I don't know. I think we should go back to fist fights in Congress for settling differences, because that was a wild time in American
do that
history.
too, and it was a lot easier when they were beating the hell out of one another instead of sending everybody else out there with the wrong message.
At least now you can gamble on it, online gambling. Yeah. But I will bring it back to wargaming. So it's really good. I think a lot of people use wargaming or painting, the hobby in itself, to get over, personal traumas and stuff. So it's really good that we've got this hobby and, people use it as such.
It's incredibly therapeutic. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's hard to think that it is, right? Because when you think about it, like, you're painting miniatures, it probably you'd think it would do your head in because you're painting these figures for hours and you're having to paint intricate schemes and stuff like that. You think it would annoy you, but for some reason we get satisfaction out of it. And I think it's always just looking at that finished model when you finally finish it, going, okay, it was worth it, worth all the frustrations.
And for me too, like one of my favorite things to do when I'm working is I like to put on the History Channel, and you get to listen to something really cool and learn something while you're actually doing something as well. And one of the other great things that I love is I love watching Ancient Aliens. That's one of my favorite shows on the History Channel. So I will just put that on and I will just be like, man, that is a crazy story,
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, we'll bring it back now. But yeah, thank you so much for telling us giving us a bit of your story. That's insane.
It's a long story. I mean, I'll share more with you next time when I jump on here because we'll have more time and I'll have more time to do so as well. But it's pretty harrowing experience. It was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. And I was a bouncer in New York City for 4 years, putting myself through college. So I experienced some pretty crazy stuff. I've seen some really wild stuff too. But 9/11 took the cake. It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I mean, I couldn't even imagine, but I completely would understand why that would be the worst thing that you would have ever seen or been part of for obvious reasons. But bringing it back to wargaming, Eric, is there anything else that you want to mention or ask before we end the stream tonight?
I just think that people should give you guys more props for the amount of work that you put into doing these tutorials for us. It's just amazing. You guys spend hours and hours getting things prepared and figuring out your setups, and it's just I give you kudos to you guys. You do some amazing stuff. I've learned so many things about doing different camouflage patterns from you guys and highlighting and washes and glazes. It's just amazing, and I thank you for that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, sorry. That's really nice of you. I really appreciate it. And like you said, there's some other really good YouTubers in here. We've got Jake from Lack of Foresight Gaming with us. We've got James Viola that was in the channel. Recruit Painting was in here as well at one point. There's a lot of us in here. I'll be completely honest. The way I do stuff is very lazy. I do work with the channel, but I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you, Mike. What about yourself, mate? Is there any final thoughts or anything you want to ask the audience or discuss before we end tonight?
No, if the internet holds out, because I keep freezing. Not really. I'm going to check out Mardav. I'm going to have a look at that. So thanks for the heads up on those guys. But no, just keep painting, I suppose.
Let's just hope Mike drops out now so we can all bitch about him for a few minutes before the stream ends.
I won't even wait. Can you believe the nerve of this fucking guy coming in here?
I wouldn't fancy your chances with my gear. So, Ian, did I ask you, mate? Any final comments?
I think I've gone.
From the Tin Pot Dictator?
Not really, no.
Well, I'll say it was really great to have. Oh, sorry, Jake. Go on, mate.
I do have a couple of closing thoughts. First off, asking for a friend. Ozcam when?
Oh God, is Scott messaging you now as well? The amount of times he messages me.
Sorry, I had to. Second thought. You should really consider doing a second channel and doing battle reports, man. I think it'd be really fun for you.
But it would only be updated once a year.
What was your last bit, Jake? I should really consider doing it.
You should do up a second channel and start doing some battle reports on that channel so that A, you get the games in, and B, I've got an excuse to come to Australia and beat your ass in a Game of Flames War.
Mate, you wouldn't need an excuse because you'd beat me anyway.
Well, I would need an excuse to come to Australia because my wife wouldn't agree otherwise.
Yeah. Problem with me is I just don't have the time to do battle reports, I don't think.
I understand.
Yeah,
I do.
I can see a lot of effort must get put into the videos that you do for your battle reports and stuff. A little bit more. but I do for painting. But I have considered another channel, maybe for gaming, historical gaming, the games that I play, because they are very old, but in historical base. But no, I'll keep the normal channel for now. But I do like where your head's at. I will do some battle reports soon, but they might be very rare. Because I've got terrain for Arnhem and the jungles of the Far East. So I've got some British in the Far East, some Japanese, and then we've got the Germans and the British Airborne. And potentially Rorke's Drift at some point. But again, this is all very much like wishful thinking. We'll see how far I get into it all.
And third, I have a challenge for you if you are willing to accept. It's a painting challenge. So you probably
depends what the challenge is, mate.
Silver Bayonet.
What was that?
Are you familiar with the game Silver Bayonet?
I'm not.
Okay, so it's a small-scale skirmish war game set in a sort of fantastical Napoleonic era.
Napoleon be fist fighting werewolves.
Exactly.
Oh wow, really? That sounds cool.
Team for Silver Bayonet, themed on the Sharps rifles, and I will do a French one.
I'll have to think about it. You have to try and convince me.
So you decide now. The glove has been thrown.
Let me know. We'll make it happen if you want.
We'll think about it. We'll see. Maybe you have to tease me with some photos or something to try and get me.
I'll shoot you some pics.
Yeah, good. All right, lads. Well, I thank you so much for joining. Obviously, you guys are awesome for being the Panzer Aces. Supporting me with that extra little bit of financial support really does help a lot. So thank you so much, lads. It's truly amazing to have your support with that. And a massive thank you goes to Ian and Eric for joining. Obviously, Jade, you already know that. I love your work and you're an awesome bloke and all that. But Ian and Eric, it's good to have you on. First time on the stream. I really appreciate you guys joining in and having a chat with us. Hopefully we'll do it again.
Like the wife said, I'm on this channel often enough. I may as well pay for it.
Oh, I thought it's about fucking time you joined in.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, all right, lads. Thank you so much for joining the stream. We're going to end the stream here for all those in the comments section. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with all the comments. Something's gone on with this, and we obviously were.
We'll keep them honest next time.
Yeah. Keep me honest next time. But yeah, it'll resume to the normal me-only stream, unfortunately, for those that enjoy just not having me on my own, chewing the fat. And then, obviously, in a month's time, we'll go back to the Panzer Ace stream. These are probably going to slow down, though, once my third boy joins us, which is due. He's due on the 1st of December. So we might only get a couple more in. Then I'll probably take a bit of a break for a few months of doing Panzer Ace streams.
Understandable.
Yeah, but
now you say that, but you're going to use this as an excuse to sneak off. Be like, oh, hey, honey, I can't help with the baby. I got to do a stream.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps I'll nominate one of you to just put on my accent. Lose most of your hair and
already there.
Sit in front of a
camera. Yeah, I'm definitely there. So
yeah, well, there we go. There's plenty of applicants to take over my the seat of the boss for a few months. But yeah, all right. I'll end the stream here. Thanks everyone in the comments section and that's been viewing this. I'm going to end it here. Really appreciate you all watching. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next week with just my stream. All right, guys. Thank you for that.